All right, so today we are taking a look at a watch from a company out on the west coast of Canada in Vancouver, British Columbia. The company is VanBanner Watches, and the watch I have in today is the PM 2.0. It's a fun and interesting design, solid spec sheet, and I've really enjoyed wearing the watch so far. Now, full disclosure, this watch was gifted into the channel from VanBanner Watches. They've asked nothing from me in terms of what is in the content of today's video, but I just wanted to be fully transparent with you guys. So let's get straight to it and take a look at the watch. Now, this is Van Banner's second attempt at this watch, hence the PM 2.0. The PM is actually short for Parkingmaster. The watch was designed to be a parking timer to track how much time you have left on your parking meter. So, this is definitely a company with a sense of humor, although that is a great real world use for a countdown bezel. So let's actually start with the bezel because it's kind of a highlight of the watch. First of all, it is a countdown bezel, so the markers are counterclockwise versus a standard dive bezel. So say you have, for example, 30 minutes in your parking meter, you move the bezel and align 30 to your minute hand. With this insert, we have the yellow and red as we approach 0 minutes. And once that minute hand hits the red, that means you better hightail it back to your car before you get a ticket. There's lots of other possible uses for the bezel, but that's definitely a good one. Now, I was pretty surprised by it, but the bezel action is seriously good on this watch. The feel, the sound, it's just a really nice bezel to use. And one other cool thing we'll get to here soon is the lume on the bezel. The dial is very clean. This one has a slightly textured white dial. There's also a blue and green, and from pictures, they look to have a sunburst dial. The applied markers and hands have a gunmetal finish. I like that they've matched the 12 o'clock marker with the marker on the bezel. There's a good contrast between the dial, hands, and markers. They're quite large, so the readability is way up there. The lume is pretty awesome. We've got that fully lumed bezel. The hands and the 12 o'clock marker are a little brighter, but there's a lot of lume going on here, even some lume on the crown. The crown is offset. It's right around the 330. We've got that red detail there. Quite a cool case design. It's fully brushed with more of a coarse brushwork on the case sides. The display case back with the Van Banner logo there in red. I'm not usually a fan of logos on display case backs like this, but it's more vibrant and bold than most companies have done that I've seen, so it actually looks pretty cool. Hidden behind the logo is the Miyota 9039 beating at 28,800 vibrations per hour and with a power reserve of approximately 42 hours. The bracelet is a flat link bracelet. You gotta love that light play on a flat link bracelet like this. It's screwed links, but you're gonna need two screwdrivers to size the watch, one on either side. The clasp is well built and signed with the company logo. It has six micro adjusts, so you shouldn't have a problem getting a good fit. The bracelet does have quite a bit of play, but it feels fine on wrist. One thing to point out, and this will be more pronounced on smaller wrist sizes, is the area where the bracelet meets the case. The end link fits fine, but the outer link does show a sharp edge when the bracelet drapes straight down. I don't notice it so much on my wrist, but on smaller wrists, you might see that. On the plus side, these are quick release, so if you ever decide to swap it out for another strap, that is very easy to do. Size on the watch is a little deceiving. I expected it to be larger, but the case width comes in right at 40 millimeters, pretty well on the dot. The bezel is just a little wider than the case at 40.9 millimeters, so that's a contributing factor in the larger look of the watch for sure. Lug to lug is 47.6 millimeters, although the way the end links are, the effective lug to lug extends out to 53.4 millimeters. Lug opening is 20 millimeters, and the thickness on the watch is 14.1 millimeters, which includes the single domed crystal. And that single dome has quite the distortion there. The sapphire is treated with an anti-reflective coating on both sides. Plus side is it works great. That top treatment, though, may get scratched or scuffed over time. The crystal on the case back is also sapphire, and the water resist of the watch is 200 meters. So quick look on wrist, and I think VanBanner has done really well with this one. Cool looking watch and a fun design. The fit and finish isn't perfect, but at the current price, it's a solid watch. Full retail on these is 660 Canadian dollars, which is about 530 USD. There is a launch sale right now, and you can pick one up at only 388 Canadian, which is 313 USD as of today's exchange rate. I just spoke with the owner last night, and he's giving you guys an extra 10% off if you use the code TimeToGo. No commission to me on that, just a discount for you. So at that price, even the price before the 10%, this is a great buy if you're considering one. Thanks again to VanBanner for sending out the watch. It's been a lot of fun to wear. I'm actually away for a little over a week starting tomorrow, so a bit of a gap between now and my next video, but we'll see you guys real soon. Bye-bye.